If they play 1970 something, I'm just gonna be a crying mess on the floor, so like, yep, that's fine. What's up guys, it's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming another really creative, totally original video idea, and this is a video on my favorite bands at the moment. I did this about a year ago, and I figured I want to start doing it like every year-ish, and I think it'd be cool to look back on. And I know I love watching these videos to find out what other people are listening to, so I thought maybe some of you would enjoy finding out what some of my favorite bands are at the moment. This is kind of a predictable list if you know me, if you know what I've been listening to this year. Last year I did 10 bands, but I'm just going to name this my favorite bands at the moment, and I'm going to give you 15 of them. I listen to a lot of music artists, so this is basically just the 15 artists the past year-ish I've just been going back to, and it's basically all I've been listening to. Without further ado, if you're interested in finding out what some of my favorite bands are, stay tuned. I have them all written in this notebook. I'm going to start off with some honorary mentions that I also listen to a ton and I love, but just couldn't make it onto this list. I'm just going to go through these really super quick. The 1975, they would have been like next to make it on this list because I listen to them all the time. Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, of course, you gotta love your emo phase. Moose Blood, Rome, Home Safe, My Chemical Romance, Bring Me the Horizon, seriously, I go way back with Bring Me the Horizon. The Main, The Story So Far, and 5 Seconds of Summer. Yes, I still like 5 Seconds of Summer. Their first album is fantastic. Their new one, not so much, but Catch Fire, 10 out of 10. Okay, anyways, those are my honorary mentions. Now moving on to my list. The ranking is not really super important, like I didn't give it too much time. The top couple are really the only ones that I like rank, and then the rest are just like under them. I'm gonna tell you the band, why I like them, and it's probably some of my favorite songs or albums from them. Okay, at number 15 we have Knucklepuck, and Knucklepuck's a band I got into before Warped Tour 2015. At the time they only had the EPs out. The album was coming out like that summer. I got to meet them actually in 2015. Ever since Copacetic came out, they've seriously been one of my favorite bands. Like, absolutely amazing live. They're just great. They're fantastic. Favorite songs from Knucklepuck: Bedford Falls, probably my all-time favorite Knucklepuck song. Disdain being very close second, but Why Would You Care, Swing, Untitled, Gold Rush. I love basically all of their songs.
It's these substandard motels on the la corner of 4th and Fremont. Straight appealing only cause they're just that unappealing in me practice Catholic.
Alright, moving in at number 14, and this is Panic! At the Disco, one of my longest standing bands I've been listening to, which is why they've stayed on this list consistently the past couple years. I don't know, I just love all of their albums. I think every time they change their sound, they do it so well. Fever You Can't Sweat Out is my favorite album, always will be my favorite album by them. There was a couple years where Vices was my favorite album by them. That's always a close second. Favorite song of all time by Panic! At the Disco is Ballad of Mona Lisa. Also really like Nicotine, Memories, But It's Better If You Do, Build God Then We'll Talk, Always. Panic! At the Disco is huge now, but like it's very well deserved because I think Brennan's so talented. He's definitely, in my opinion, the best vocalist we have of our generation right now. It's been over 2 years since I've seen them live, and that makes me really sad. I want to see them live again. We'll see. Panic, go on tour again. Number 13, we have a band that used to be in like my top 5, but they just moved down a bit because I haven't been listening to them as much, and this is Paris. White Noise is still one of my favorite albums. I think it's absolutely incredible. I love every single song off of it. I think I've seen almost all of it live. I just love that album so much. I love Paris as people, and I think they're a really good band. They stand for really good things. This is a Paris flag. You've probably seen a couple of my videos. I love them that much. Not gonna say their new album was a disappointment. It's definitely different than what I was expecting. It's different from White Noise. Honestly, like, I don't love it. And that's nothing against the actual music. Music is great, but it's just like, I don't know, it's not what I was expecting, and I'm not super big on it. Like, no hate towards Paris. They're still one of my favorite bands, obviously, and I love them. And I'm going to see them live next month. We'll see how the songs translate live. I think I'm always gonna like White Noise better than anything else they put out just because it's that good. Favorite songs by Paris are Ghosts, Let Them In, and Holy, in that order. Alright, moving up to number 12, and this is Magic Man. I've talked about them a couple times before. They used to be my favorite band, like my favorite band. If you've never heard of Magic Man, they're an indie pop band based in Boston. They released their debut album in 2014. I found out about them when they opened for Panic at the Disco for their the gospel tour. Ever since then, I've been in love. Like the second I heard them play their first song, I'm like, holy shit, this is a band I know I'm gonna love. Their album Before the Waves, honestly incredible. Like very, very good indie pop. If you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. Not a lot of people know about them, mostly because the last year and a half they've been really like inactive. They haven't even been using any social media. Like they haven't toured since the beginning of 2016. Rumor has it that they're taking a break from the band to work on like solo things and like to focus on their lives, and that's totally okay. But literally at the spring 2016 tour, they were like, oh, by the way, here's 2 new songs that we wrote for the new album, and they played them live. And like, new album soon, and they haven't done anything yet. Bro, it's almost 2018. That's almost 4 years since your album. What up? I miss Magic Man a lot and I want to see them live again. I've seen them like 4 times. Favorite song by Magic Man is Waves, with Tonight is very, very close second, but honestly, I love all their music so much. Yeah, I just really want to see them again. I miss them.
This is a falling out, but I can never see it coming. I know you're flying out, we never saw it out. This is a falling out, but I can never see it coming.
Coming in at number 11, I don't know why I put my fingers up like number 11. This is With Confidence. I heard about With Confidence when they signed to Hopeless in, I think it was it January of 2016? This is the very beginning of 2016, and then I started listening to them like actively when they announced that they were going to be on Warped 2016, and they also announced their album was coming out in June. Yeah, June of 2016. Ever since their album came out, I was hooked. Better Weather was one of my favorite albums of last year. For a debut album, it was really good. I've seen them live a couple times now. I saw them open for State Champs in the spring, as you guys know from my State Champs concert vlog. They're really good live. I thoroughly enjoy all their music. I like their style of pop punk. I really like Jaden Seeley's voice. They're just a band I've been listening to so much this past year and a half, especially in 2017. I just find myself listening to them all the time. They don't have a huge discography. They have 2 EPs and a full length. So it's not that many songs, but like I've come to learn all of their songs really well now because of how much I listen to them. Had to put them on this list. I'm excited to see them open up for Knucklepuck this fall. Favorite song by With Confidence, and one of my favorite songs of all times, is London Lights. I also love Keeper, Archers, I Will Never Wait, Tonight. That's a really catchy one. Oh, and their B-side they just released for Better Weather, Here for Nothing. Oh my god, that's such a good song. Like, holy crap. And even the other one, Poison. Those are just both fantastic songs.
Yeah, misery adores me. I wanna break out and get away. I wanna just try and live for me. 'Cause if we don't try, then we won't believe.
Now we're in the top 10. At number 10, this is Neck Deep. I love all their music. I love all their albums, especially their new one. Their new one's great. Ever since Life Not Out to Get You came out, literally the day that album came out, basically up until now, I've been obsessed with it. I can turn that album on any time of the day and listen to it full through and just have the best time ever. Seriously, such a great album, and I don't think anything will top how much love I have for that album. As a whole, as an album, cohesively, Life's Not Out to Get You is my favorite by them. And The Peace and the Panic is an amazing album too. I think I just went in knowing that like it was never gonna top Life's Not Out to Get You. Anyways, I still love The Peace and the Panic. I'm so excited to see Neck Deep play a ton of these songs live in February. If they play 1970 something, I'm just gonna be a crying mess on the floor, so like, yep, that's fine. Favorite songs by Neck Deep, 1970 something and Parachute are my 2 favorites off The Peace and the Panic. Also Motion Sickness is a really good one. Kalima and Lime Street, Losing Teeth, Up in Smoke, and All Hype No Heart. Good songs, man.
I'm just trying to write your love. The Jesus of suburbia, the Bible love. None of the above. Only steady, tired of.
Okay, moving on. We got number 9 is a band that I will probably always consider one of my favorite bands, just because they were basically the first band in the alternative scene I got into, and by into I mean like really into and obsessed with, and this is Green Day. American Idiot's one of my favorite albums of all time. I think that album is pure fucking genius. Jesus of Suburbia is my favorite song of all time. One of the best albums ever written. Nothing you will ever say to me will ever change my opinion on American Idiot. Favorite songs by them, obviously Jesus of Suburbia, Letter Bomb, Wake Me Up When September Ends, Viva La Gloria Little Girl, American Eulogy, Minority, Pop Rocks and Coke, Hitchin' a Ride. Probably one of the best punk bands that we've had in the past 20 years, and I'm so happy I finally got to see them live.
So let's think of something better. Down in the forest, we'll sing a chorus.
Number 8. This band is surprisingly one that I considered my favorite band for about 2.5 years, and this is 21 Pilots. I'm not even gonna get into super detail because I don't even understand it myself, but I kind of just had a falling out with my love for 21 Pilots. Don't get me wrong, I still love them so much. Their music helped me a hell of a lot. Their music was there for me at a time I needed it the most. Personally, I love their music. I love their style of music. Vessel is one of my favorite albums of all time, and it will always be one of my favorite albums of all time. I just don't find myself listening to them anymore. Maybe it's because they're on a hiatus and haven't released anything new. Everything they have out, I love, and everything they'll put out, I'll probably love too, because I have like a very strong emotional connection with 21 Pilots. Just right now, like with the music I listen to, I can't consider them one of my favorite bands, never mind my favorite band. Like, I just don't find myself being, oh, what's your favorite band? 21 Pilots is just not my automatic answer anymore. It's kind of sad, it's kind of bittersweet at the same time. Also, I can't really stand the Clique. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great people in the Clique. I've met some fantastic people at 21 Pilot shows. It's also really toxic and a terrible place. Their fans are like really like passionate. It's become such a huge thing now that basically just a competition to see how many shows you can go to, see how much you love them. Like, I love this band more than you because I camped out for the show longer. Not really my thing anymore. Like, I will still go to their shows and enjoy it, but I will not fight for the death to get up to barricade because it's just not worth it. I'm just not as dedicated to 21 Pilots as I used to be. Let's just leave it at that. Favorite songs by them? Trees, all-time favorite song by 21 Pilots. Forest coming in a close second, and Holding On To You coming in a close third. Also really like The Judge, Lane Boy, Guns for Hands, Lovely, Kitchen Sink, Trapdoor, Tax Cab. Great songs. Great band. Number 7 is a band I've really only been listening to for about 6 months. It's wild that they've crawled up this list so fast. It's actually the band I'm wearing on my shirt right now, and this is Greyscale. I found out about Greyscale when they were signed to Fearless Records, and then they were announced to open up for the OK USA tour, which was As It Is' headlining US tour in the spring. Like, I didn't really listen to them that much before the show, and then I saw them open for As It Is, and I was hooked. From the second they started playing their song to the end of their set, I was completely immersed in their performance. I didn't know any of their songs, but I still enjoyed their performance so much. They're so great live. They're kind of like a modern pop punk. I don't know, you have to listen to them to know. The vocalist Colin, I love his voice. I got to see them do like a headliner in Massachusetts before they started the 4 Year Strong tour they're opening on. Got to see them play Forever Yours for the first time live. That was great. Like, I will admit it, I'm freaking obsessed with this band because they're fantastic people and they make fantastic music, and I love it so much. I'm literally listening to Adornment probably every single day of my life. Favorite song by Greyscale is Mum, with Forever Yours, Let It Rain, Slipping Away, Palette, Say Something, and Change. Those are really good songs. Number 6 is another band I wouldn't have expected to be this high on my list, but ever since they dropped their album in June, I've been hooked. And this band is Broadside. I found out about Broadside when they were announced for Warped Tour 2016. I'd heard Coffee Talk before. I feel like everyone's heard Coffee Talk. I kind of let them fall off my radar until the beginning of 2017 when they announced that they were releasing their new album Paradise. I listened to the first couple singles they released from it, and I'm like, wow, this is good. This is gonna be a good album. And then Paradise dropped, and I was like, wow, I was right. This is a good album. Ever since Paradise dropped, I think I've listened to it almost every single day too, like Adornment. Another one of my favorite albums of 2017. The stuff they talk about in their songs, the messages they give is amazing, and I love it. Hidden Colors is literally a song about respecting women. Could you get any better than that? Favorite songs by Broadside. Favorite of all time, Laps Around a Picture Frame. Then Hidden Colors and Miss Imperious, Damaged Kids, Come and Go, and Human Machines, and The Simple Type. And Playing in Traffic. And basically all of their songs.
But you just don't love me, and I will let you waste everything you are on me.
We're in the top 5. Number 5 is a band that you guys all know I love because I've talked about them a million times, and this is As It Is. I love As It Is, not just for their music, but for the people they are, and for Patty Walters, because Patty Walters is genuinely one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my entire life. I love him as a person. I used to follow his YouTube channel, and I've just seen him grow as a person, and I'm really proud of him and the band and all they've accomplished. I just love the new album, Okay, so much. Another one of my favorite albums of this year. It's such an improvement from Never Happy Ever After. And Never Happy Ever After is one of my favorite albums only for the sentimental factor. Like, listening back to it now, I'm like, wow, this really isn't like that great of a pop punk album, like, at all. There are decent songs on it, and it was a decent release for a debut. The growth they've had from their first full length to their second is absolutely incredible. Like, no matter how much you hate Patty Walters' voice, you cannot deny that Okay is so much better than Never Happy. Quality of music, their vocals, everything has improved, and they've grown so much as musicians, and I'm really proud of them, and it's awesome to see that kind of growth from a band that you loved for this long. I know everyone's thing about As It Is that Patty's voice is too, like, squeaky and high-pitched and whatever, and, like, sure, that's fine, whatever. You have your taste, and, like, if you don't like listening to his voice, that's fine. But if you look at, like, the actual music they're writing, it's decent, and it's gotten so much better. Like, you can't deny that As It Is aren't talented musicians. Anyways, going off topic, As It Is, love them a lot. Favorite song by them? Patchwork Love. Seriously, one of the best songs ever. Other favorite songs include Austin, Pretty Little Distance, Horoscopes, Reel of the Story, Sorry, Turn Back to Me. I love them a lot. Okay.
The story of my life, I take her home, I drive all night to keep her warm in time. It's frozen.
Number 4 is a band that I'm definitely gonna get shit for because I got shit in my last video for saying my number 4 favorite band is One Direction. Yes, I am the biggest One Direction fan ever. Like, I've been into them since they were a thing, like in 2010, 2011, and I will continue to love and support them forever and ever. They will always be such a huge part of my life. Being there for all those album releases, being a part of, like, the 1D fandom, it really shaped me to be the person I am today, and I love them so much, and I love their music. I've seen them live 5 times, for crying out loud. I saw them at every one of their tours. They'll always mean a ton to me, and even with their solo projects, I still love them a lot, and I still support them, and I think they're fantastic people. They were literally one of the biggest bands in the world. I was a teenage girl. How was I not gonna love One Direction? One Direction will always mean a whole lot to me, and you know they have a reunion tour. I'm at every single one of those dates. Favorite song of all time by One Direction is probably Night Changes. Really like Back For You, Why Don't We Go There, Alive, Happily, Don't Forget Where You Belong, End of the Day, Story of My Life, Fool's Gold, 18. I might make a whole entire video on One Direction. I could talk about it for ages. We'll see. Number 3 is a band that I haven't been into like as long as like Panic or Green Day, but I've been into since 2014. And this is Walk the Moon. Obviously I heard of them because of Anna's Son, like years before that. They're another band that came into my life at the right time. When Talking Is Hard came out at the end of 2014, basically my most played album for like 3 months straight, they just mean a lot to me. They've shown me nothing but positivity. Their live shows are such a great experience. I literally have a Walk the Moon tattoo on my foot. You can't really see it now. It's the Walk the Moon symbol on the top of my foot. Kevin, a member of the band, also has this exact logo on his right foot as well. They remind me to prioritize positivity and just treat yourself and like be good to yourself and be good to others, and they mean a lot to me. They stand for really great things, and I'm so glad that they're back.
Before you ask which way to go, remember where you've been. Stay awake, get a grip and get out, you're safe from the weight of the world, just safe.
And we're at the top 2 bands. Now, you guys all probably know who this is. If you watched any of my videos, have seen any of my tweets, or know me as a person at all, you know the answers to these. And I'm just not gonna get into depth on why these are my favorite bands because you guys already know. And number 2 is All Time Low. You guys know how much I love All Time Low. I love All Time Low for the music they put out. I love All Time Low for the people they are. I love All Time Low for what they stand for and how much they do for their fans. I love All Time Low for all of the friends I've made and all the memories I've made at their shows. Everything about All Time Low I love, and they've been a very positive, important part of my life. They were one of the bands that I went to during one of the hardest years of my life, and I will always be thankful to have their music there, and I will always have so much love for that band. Like, I would not be the person I am today if I didn't have All Time Low. And I know that's cheesy as fuck, but like, it's true. Favorite songs by them. I am gonna make a favorite All Time Low songs video. I just haven't made it yet because I haven't been able to make my list. But songs I love by them, off the top of my head, Canals, Cinderblock Garden, Stay Awake, Somewhere in Neverland, Therapy, Get Down on Your Knees and Tell Me You Love Me, Guts, Heroes, Time Bomb, The Girls a Straight Up Hustler. Just, okay, I'm just gonna make a whole entire video on that. Stay tuned for that.
My heart's beating so you know I'm alive. Don't hold back on your chance to decide. Was it all worth it?
And last but not least, we have number 1. My favorite band is State Champs. Or about for the same reasons All Time Low are my favorite band. I think they're one of the best modern pop punk bands we have out there. The Finer Things is literally my favorite album, like probably like number 2 or 3. Enough that I have Find the Finer Things tattooed on my ribcage because I love that album so much. I love State Champ for the people they are. I've met them a ton of times. Super great dudes, totally down to earth, totally chill, really funny. And I love State Champs for all the memories I make at their shows. I cannot think of a time I am more happy than with my friends in a State Champs crowd. I've seen State Champs 11 times now, and every single time I've been with friends I love and I've made the best memories. Like, I've met some of the greatest people at their shows. Some of my best friends I have because we love State Champs. Like, I literally just got the Around the World and Back logo tattooed on my ankle. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen that. I got that literally the day of the New Jersey show. I saw them 2 weeks ago. Their shows have been some of the highlights of my life. Like, the weekend I took to follow them on tour has been amazing. The trip I just took down to see them was amazing. I have basically only good memories tied to them and their music, and I wanted to commemorate that, which is why I got, you know, this tattoo of them. Super grateful that they are my favorite band because I've had great experiences going to their shows. And my favorite songs by State Champs, I actually have a whole video on that. I will link it down below. You guys should go watch that. I listed my favorite State Champs songs in it. Anyways, that's it. That's a list of my favorite bands at the moment. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do this video like once a year-ish around this time. So in like 5 years, I can be like, wow, I liked State Champs that much. Why? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to definitely give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Caitlin. I like to talk about music and a bunch of other random stuff that I really enjoy. If you like what you saw today, make sure to subscribe down below because that would mean a lot to me. Comment down below what some of your favorite bands are. I'm really curious. Do we have any of the same favorite bands? If so, let me know. Like, we can talk about music together. That's my favorite thing to do, is to talk about music with people. All of my social media is linked in the description and down below as always. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.